So many versions of Turrican I can't even keep up. What's up everyone, Don here, and today we're going to be playing Mega Turrican on the Sega Mega Drive. And just like Super Turrican, this game is also amazing. Now, there are differences between the two versions. It's not just, a copy and paste of the Super Nintendo game. In fact, the Sega Genesis game was originally supposed to be released sometime before the Super Nintendo game was, but there was a whole bunch of disputes and they couldn't find a publisher and everything just got messy afterwards. So Factor 5 held off on the original 1993 release day of this game. However, they did make a version on the Amiga which came out that year. Then Super Turrican got released later in 1993. Then finally in 1994, Data East became the publishers of this game. And wow, the Germans sure know how to make a character look anime. Oh my god, look at his chin! Holy shit! That's a crimson chin even Batman would be jealous of. Anyway, meet our hero, Bren McGuire. Or Bren McGuire, because they spaced out the Mick and Guire for some reason. And that character that was on the left, the blonde, was, I think her name was Yuki or something. Oh wow, so this is an anime. But wait, does Germany even like anime? I guess I'm gonna have to find that out later. Great. Don't worry, we actually get to fight this guy this time. A lone warrior against the evil hordes of the machine. Bren jumps out of the ship to face the ultimate challenge. Mega Turrican, my personal favorite Turrican game of the series. Honestly, it's about as linear as you can get, which may turn some people off, especially those who like the more exploratory exploits of the original games, but it has more mayhem in it. It's just straight up balls to the wall action throughout the entire game, and there are a bit of exploratory levels in here, thrown here and there, but not quite as much as Super Turrican or the Amiga Turrican games. And I like the way this game looks. It's very colorful for a Genesis game, as is with the Super Nintendo version. Maybe it's even more colorful than Super Turrican, actually. I am playing this side by side with Super Turrican, or at least planning to make the videos coincide with each other, so yeah. We'll be seeing all of the differences along the way. And starting with this first level is in a factory, not in the hills somewhere. And here's one thing that this game does better than Super Turrican. The bosses. They are plentiful in this game. Can I quick kill this guy? Oh, I missed. You can destroy this guy quickly by turning into the morph ball on top of him and dropping bombs on him. This is without a doubt one of the best Sega Genesis soundtracks out there. Chris Hülsbeck is a mad genius. The drum samples used in this game sound like actual drums being used. It's very clear and it doesn't really sound muffled like most Sega Genesis drum sets do. Some of the soundtrack does suffer from that signature Sega Genesis twang though, that wow sound effect, and also the flatulent sounds, but it's very good for the most part. This stage, Stage 3-3, and Stage 5 all have really phenomenal soundtracks. But yeah, most of your weapons from Super Turrican are in this game, except some of the weapons work differently, like the bounce shot and the lasers. Instead of the bounce shot bouncing off of walls and just reflecting everywhere, the bounce shot just goes up and down and bounces off the ceilings and floors. And the laser, kinda different, not really. It's still a massive damaging laser, but it shoots slower than it did in Super Turrican. And it's also green instead of blue, I forgot to mention that. Just like in Super Turrican, you can do the morphing ball, but unlike Super Turrican, you have something different. You don't have the freeze beam, but instead a grapple hook. You can aim the grapple hook 360 degrees around the character, and it's perfect for getting to those hard-to-reach secrets. Like that extra life, which I have 7 of. Probably overkill, but this game is full of secrets. And here's a quick fun fact about this elevator section. If you want to gain access to the secret area of this world, you need to end the elevator section with a 0 in the 10 spot, as well as a 0 in the 1 spot, so the score needs to end with 0, 0. That's how you access the secret area. I didn't get it in this playthrough. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to end the stage with 0, 0. So, that's unfortunate. The Amiga version has the secret area just be a part of the world, so after you complete the elevator section, you automatically go to the secret area, which is stage 2 in the Amiga version. This section has a whole bunch of lifts that you need to take up in order to get to the top of the tower. But I'm gonna cheat a bit and use the grapple hook to access this secret. Which is not really a secret, it's just a spread shot and a heart. But I needed the heart, so I gladly welcomed it with open arms. There we go, just using the shortcut again. Saves a whole bunch of time. And for this alcove, I just grapple hook onto it because it's easier. And there is a glitch where you die very quickly and automatically if you jump into it wrong, so that's why I use the grapple hook. I can't explain the glitch. Maybe it counts as crushing because Bren's sprite slightly extends itself when it's jumping as opposed to when it's standing still, and the space is a little bit too small to jump in there. But yeah, that's the scientific term. The actual term is it's a dumb glitch, and you die by getting crushed, so be careful. It always feels so satisfying to Goomba stomp those droid enemies. Here's the first boss of the game, the alien meat monster thing. First off, it's going to attack with its jaws in a spread shot. You can't shoot that, but you can shoot the eyeballs that formulate on the monster itself. The eyeballs will form on different parts of the beast's body, so you have to swing around the room to get to where you can easily shoot the eyeballs. It's a simple boss, so you really shouldn't have too much issue taking this thing down. I mean, you get killed in 3 turns. Now to celebrate this victory, I'm gonna swing around the room like a maniac. I love the swinging mechanics in Mega Turrican. Some fans of the series are not quite fond of the grapple hook, probably because it wasn't in any of the other games, but I thought it was a neat feature. I like the grapple hook. Anyway, here's stage 2, the water level. Of course, there's gotta be a stupid water level in every game. But the water level in this game is not quite that bad. You got some platforms that will rotate you off if you stand on them for too long, so you gotta be quick. And you also got these crap enemies that blow bubbles at you, and even the bubbles themselves take 10 or so shots to take down. Oh right, I forgot this is a European game. Water hurts you! Well, at least it's a big current of water that's pushing you down instead of droplets killing you. But still, you have to be careful of water currents coming from the ceilings because they will damage you and potentially knock you into a pit, which instantly kills you. You do have a health bar in this game, which is kind of the standard for Turrican games, and you are afforded at least 3 to 4 shots before you die. At least on the hard difficulty I'm playing. On normal, it might be 5 to 6, and on easy, I think it's 7 to 8. But also on easy, you cannot complete the game. And on hard mode, there are no continues, so if you die all your men, you're going back to the title screen. So yeah, Mega Turrican is a challenging game, but also you can get extra lives like crazy. In fact, all the Turrican games you can get extra lives like nobody's business. I think the only game that cuts back on the extra lives to that extent is Super Turrican 2 on the Super Nintendo. I'll be getting to that game later on. Oh crap, there's so much water in here! Alright, here's the second part of the stage where we actually have to swim in the water now. You can't transform into the morph ball underwater, and you cannot use your grapple hook either, so you just have to swim and shoot. Swim, shoot, or die! You can't use these rafts for your grapple hook though, so stand on them and you'll be able to do all the stuff you can on land. In this stage, while it's probably the most linear stage in the game, has its fair share of secrets. I don't think there's a water level in Super Turrican, the first Super Turrican. There's definitely one in Super Turrican 2, but not the first game. But there is a snow level in Super Turrican, and yeah, I hate that stage a lot in that game. Now you want to be careful in this section because there will be electric eels that will zap the water, and that will do damage to you. You also have sea serpents that will occasionally leap out of the water to try and get you. The sea serpents are trial and error. You have to know the locations where they're going to jump at you in order to anticipate them. This song is pretty good too. It's more melancholic than the other ones, but I like this one. But if you want melancholic soundtrack, Super Turrican 2 is like 90% melancholy. And then there's Wormland. Yeah, I can't wait to get to Super Turrican 2. That soundtrack is weird compared to the other games. And here's stage 2-2. We're completely underwater, and the good thing about Turrican is he can breathe underwater indefinitely. So no need to worry about air pockets or scary drowning themes. You just need to worry about getting hit too many times. You do have a total of 3 bombs that you start out with, and every time you die, your 3 bombs will restore themselves. In fact, I should be using my last bomb right now just to clear up the screen. There we go. How the bomb works in this game is different from Super Turrican. It's an actual screen nuke instead of a line that's affected by terrain. So even if enemies are hidden behind walls, they're pretty much screwed if you activate the bomb. But yeah, this stage is a bit more wide open. It's still linear for the most part, but there's a bit more space to move around in, and more secrets to find. You do want to watch out for the enemies. They're a bit more annoying to deal with because your movement is more limited underwater. The Nautilus is just swim back and forth, so you don't have to worry about them. And you got these clam enemies that shoot out jellyfish. They're kind of annoying to deal with, but the jellyfish also move back and forth. And then you got these pink jellyfish enemies that are kind of annoying because they move diagonally. But other than that, if you keep swimming, and the swimming controls are a bit awkward, I will admit, you just have to keep pressing the jump button in order to actually start swimming faster. But other than that, this stage is not that bad. You got diamonds, and the diamonds will count towards your score at the end of the stage. Laser. Power up. Wow. Now, there are more voice samples in this game than in Super Turrican 1. In Super Turrican 1, it's just power up and 1 up. But in this game, the voice samples are not good. In fact, they're kind of trash. But never mind that. The boss of this stage is a squid, and he's very simple. He's going to move around the screen, so you have to move around him in accordance in order to not take damage. The only place you can shoot the squid and damage it are the eyeballs. Just be sure to watch out for the legs because they swing around rapidly too. But otherwise, the squid follows the pattern, so you have to follow the pattern with it, including going in between its legs. It's a cool animation for the squid. It has multiple joints, but it's really just multiple sprites on the squid itself. Or the squid is made up of multiple sprites. A lot of Treasure and Konami games of this time did that too. Most notably, games like Castlevania Bloodlines, Contra Hardcore, and Gunstar Heroes had the same visual effect for its bosses. And I think as soon as Castlevania 4 as well. Yeah, definitely as early as Castlevania 4, because the skull boss, Puaxel, has the multi-jointed tongue. Oh god. Anyway, here's stage 3, and we're just hanging off a plane casually. Okay, the Turrican's gotta do what Turrican's gotta do, I guess. But this stage is actually kind of dangerous if you don't know where to jump. The bottomless pits are one-hit kills, so you have to be careful. I don't have to worry about that because I have 11 lives and I know where to go. So, yeah, I won't be dying anytime soon. Well, scratch that. I will be dying in 5 minutes, but that's something else. As soon as you get to the final ship in the convoy, the game will take control from you and you'll go to stage 3-2, where we enter the Eye of a Hurricane. That is a really nice stage transition. That kind of reminds me of Sonic and Knuckles a bit. But if we're going to be technical, yes, Sonic and Knuckles and this game came out the same year, but also Super Turrican was delayed a full year ahead of its release date. Alright, here's the classic fist that reappears in every Turrican game ever, except for Super Turrican 2. And it's very easy just as long as you lay down carpet bombs. He just goes down like a bitch. Oh, it's not the music theme I was looking for. Damn. Must be after the next boss. The theme that plays for this stage is freaking incredible, and I'm using it for my end screen, damn it. But no, this is the build-up music. Build-up music, yay. This song is good too, but not as good as the next song that's about to play. This stage is a glorified boss rush, and you fight this guy at least 2 or 3 more times. He's very simple too. He just stays in the air and he shoots bullets at you. The spotlight doesn't really do that much. Oh, it's the music, here we go. That song was good while it lasted, but at least it gets to play again after this boss. This thing, if you could kind of recognize it, is actually the first boss from Super Turrican. Well, the first full boss. He just destroyed his face so bad that he can't even shoot us, and therefore he has to hop around and try to crush us. Again, this boss is really pathetically easy. He just leaps to the left, and leaps to the right. Leaps to the left, and then right. Yeah, he's even easier in this game than the Super Nintendo version. But anyway, you got these bouncing balls that are very annoying to deal with because you can't shoot up. All you can really do against those metal balls is your morph ball, your spread shot, and your bombs. If you have any bombs. And you also have these big wrecking balls, which are more predictable than the metal balls, but since the metal balls are here, I'm getting wrecked. Ah, damn it. Now, the good thing about Mega Turrican is, while there's a kind of a checkpoint system, you don't get pushed back that far, and you don't really get powered down that much. You only go down 1 gun level when you die. I'm just bum rushing it at this point. You do have a power meter on how much you can do the morph ball in this game, just like in Super Turrican and Super Turrican 2. The morph ball, or the wheel as it's officially called, will make you invincible while you're in that farm. Oh god, give me that heart! Thank you. And I got an extra life. I didn't even think I deserved that extra life, but somehow I got it. Yep, I'm out of morph ball. Oh god. Oh, I'm getting smoked here. So many balls. Holy steel testicles, Batman. Isn't one already enough? Get me out of here. Oh, fuck. But the pain is not yet over, as we still got more of the scrapyard to deal with. Another boss coming up, and this guy is pretty simple again. The bosses in this game are very easy up until the end of the game. I don't like how my missiles are freaking the hell out and not hitting the target though, but oh well, I can just jump up and shoot. This guy follows the pattern, he'll bring his arm down, then he'll shoot a flamethrower at you. Then rinse, lather, repeat. If you stand close by the robot while he's doing the flamethrower, he'll shoot his flamethrower right above your head. And yeah, that's about it. I think we got another flying guy coming up, so gonna have to take him on. Yeah, bosses for days. Definitely a lot more bosses in this game than in Super Turrican on the Super Nintendo. But with Super Turrican, that game was 70% done when it was released. This game, on the other hand, was at least finished. Man, now that I'm thinking about it, Factor 5 had a lot of issues with their game development back in the 90s and just getting their products out. Factor 5 was a small development team. It's not like they had EA backing them. They did have LucasArts for the Star Wars Rogue Squadron games and the Battle for Naboo, but otherwise they're just independent for the most part. Most of their games, except for the aforementioned Star Wars games, they didn't really light the world on fire like, say, a Sonic the Hedgehog or a Super Mario or a Contra. And even then, I feel like the Star Wars games from Factor 5 are underrated nowadays. Nobody talks about Rogue Squadron anymore, or Rogue Leader, or the Battle for Naboo, which is the best thing that Episode 1 has spawned. I still like Episode 1 though. Kind of. It took me 10 years to actually warm up to it. But here's the boss of the stage, and it's a crane arm. Yeah, this is a boss. And he died. The arm is more busy picking up random shit than actually going for you, so yeah, there's that. Anyway, I'll see you in part 2, which is the finale to Mega Turrican.